Signum magnum apauit in Mulier micta luna superibus et in capite eos coronas
Welcome, friends. Thank you for joining us today in our gathering in the garden. We are a small group today, but within the greater group, a small light within the greater light. And whenever we come together in shared love and purpose, our light and our service efficacy is strengthened and brightened. And today's a very special meeting. We're in the energies, the pre-energies of the Taurus full moon and the Wesak festival, which is, as we all know, one of the high points of our spiritual year. The blessings from this time are distributed right through, all through our groups and through all the kingdoms of nature. And it's a very blessed time. So thank you for being with us. We'll begin with the affirmation of the disciple. And when we speak in terms of I, we speak in terms of the group. I am a point of light within a greater light. I am a strand of loving energy within the stream of love divine. I am a point of sacrificial fire, focused within the fiery will of God. And thus I stand. I am a way by which men may achieve. I am a source of strength, enabling them to stand. I am a beam of light, shining upon their way. And thus I stand. And standing thus, revolve, and tread this way the ways of men, and know the ways of God. And thus I stand. Oh.
Before we go to astrology, there is a synthetic poem, as we call it. So I believe it started in Pisces 2023, where upon sharing of the group, Claire has given us like a feedback of everything that was said, or rather, it's essential, the essentials of what was said during that sharing. And so a new tradition started. And since then, upon each of our gathering in the garden, some of us would create a poem from the sharings that the group offered to the circle. Last time, this poem was created by the group itself, so not by one person, but rather the entire group, and I will be reading it. right now. So Aries, radiant light, spring, will to be, the power of the one life pours to the group of all true servers. Awakened with joy into the new light. Using will with love, combining rays 1 and ray 2. Synthesis of interconnection, interconnectedness. Loving, curiosity, and renewal. The fire of the living heart. Loving with strong will and purpose. The joyful spark of adventure. Living, loving, will.
And from this living, loving will, we come to the focus on the astrology. It is when Claire said it's an important part of the year, the point, the spiritual point of the year, it is so for this year, 2024. We're coming onto this point, knowing that next time we have Vesak, it's going to be 2025. And its potency is peaking at the moment. I'm sure that we understand the gravity of this moment, the Vesak energy, holding this alignment, the alignment between Jupiter and Uranus. And the significance of that goes so far beyond this year. It goes forward to hold the century and maybe many centuries ahead. Because the Jupiter and Uranus, the two rulers of Aquarius, are conjunct in the sign of Taurus at the peak of spiritual distribution that we need to hold or receive it through Buddha and Christ and masters and ashrams. We receive that energy, and it's so vast that while we connect with it, it's good to see that energy moving forward many decades, cycles, and recognizing that the new group, and the new group will be blessed by this conjunction, by renewing the energy that directs it, because Jupiter also is the ruler of Sagittarius. In the directions of the energies, Sagittarius rules directs the rushing bull. So this is a very significant point. And words really say very little about the magnitude of this energy. But yet, through those words and through those connections, we can anchor this energies for the new group, for our working groups. And even in our individual life, it's going to, of course, unveil through many years, but this moment of the will coming and renewing this opportunity to see and stimulating this point in Taurus, which is called the like what we call the transmutation of desire. This is the moment where the desire, enlightened desire, transmutes into aspiration. And that's exactly why we're here for at this point in time, to make that shift from enlightened desire into aspiration. The keynote is, I see, and when the eye is open, all is light. So let us hold to that open, full of light eye and proceed with our work.
So we invite us now to prepare for our meditation. And as you know, our meditation is an experiment in recognizing energy of every sign as living energies, relating to them directly through our meditative experience and relating those to the unfolding events of the world of this time. We use the adaptation of meditation from Discipleship in New Age, pages 142, 148. And as always, we start our meditation with the group alignment. But because we work online in this virtual format, we invite us to create our shared group space by going around the circle, saying our names and where we're joining from, and offering to the group chalice the most resonant quality, astrological quality at this time, it's quality of Taurus. And as we do that, to light a candle. And so if you don't have a candle with you, it's okay. You can imagine the candle and we can visualize your candle. You still have a couple minutes to fetch a candle if it's somewhere in your room, preparing for that. And I'll just say a couple more words about that. That's by going through this ritual of naming circle and offering the astrological quality, we build our etheric connectedness through the space. And so I invite us now to start. So maybe we can turn off the slide, and I invite us to put on our videos that we could see each other. And I can start. And today I'm privileged to be in the physical presence of Maria Cristina.
Un placer. It is so wonderful to be here in New York City. No, that's Darcy. Oh, Maria Cristina Donadieu. From the Arizona Sonora Desert. Much love.
So what is the quality of Taurus that most resonant for you?
At the moment, it has been building, as we know, since the certainly since the eclipse, but even before that, but very powerfully in the eclipse. And it seems to be resonating into the radiance of illumination. into an etheric radiance. You said that we were.
So will you light our candle? See.
Mm.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a little bit challenging. Maybe I will.
Yeah, maybe I do this one.
Yes.
Oh,
And so whom would you like to call next, passing this light of our candle?
Claire.
Thank you. So I'm Claire and I'm in New Zealand on the South Island, city called Dunedin. And the quality that feels very invitational to me at the moment is renewed tenderness for all beings and renewed focus in my service work. So I'll light my candle. Let's see. And I pass the light to Brigitte. Good.
Greetings. I'm Birgitte, calling in from Denmark, and the quality I offer is the enlightened eye. And anything. And beauty.
Judy, if you can unmute yourself, please, and maybe turn on your camera. I know you're also on the road somewhere, so it might be not that easy. Yeah, Judy cannot unmute herself, but Judy is from Massachusetts, from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, but she's, as of yesterday, she also was in New York City. Well, we're privileged to be together at the same space of the Arcane School Conference. So, Birgit, can you call someone else? Judy is now.
Yes, I'm calling Kiki.
Hello, I'm Kiki Bill. I'm speaking today from Washington, D.C., USA, and I will light the candle. I think it's going to light my finger before, oh, there we go. And the thought was the sweet earth. Thank you. And I pass to Andrea.
Hello, everyone. I am Andrea Ross, and I am calling in today from New York City, which is lovely to be here. And I am going to light a candle, which I rarely have, so I'm thrilled to have one today. There it is. And my quality is the willful wisdom to envision. And I will call on Uta.
Hello. I am Uta.
And I am Helen.
And we are calling in from Germany. And our candle is lit already. And my quality is clearance.
Clearance. And mine is clarity.
Very fitting. Thank you. Oh, and we are calling Katja.
Thank you. Katja Kaufman from Greater New York at the moment, aligning with your lights and the quality. Willing and loving aspiration. And I'm calling on Darcy.
Hello.
Mute.
We can hear you, Darcy.
You can hear me? Wonderful. Holding the light. The quality that I bring is beauty. How beautiful everything is. And I call on Daniela.
Yeah, I can find the button to unmute. Yay. So, hello, Daniela. I'm calling in from Brussels in Belgium. And the quality that is present for me these days can be maybe formulated as beauty on a clear path. And I'm calling in Robin.
Thank you. I am coming to you from Vermont in the United States, and I got to attend through Zoom. I would love to have been in New York City. It just looked fabulous. And I would like to share a little astrological information that's happening to me in my chart. The North Node in my chart is in the 6th house, and it is in Taurus, 21 degrees. So the last 2 days, both Jupiter and Uranus have been, I would call them combust. They've been like the same degree, 21 degrees of Taurus. The house of the 6th house is the house of service. It is the natural house of Virgo, and it is a house of service. And that is what I feel. The light that I can light is a light in me that is totally ignited by the service to Lucius Trust and to the triangles. I absolutely adore Lucius Trust and the triangles. And it's a reconnection. I connected in 1987, but I have gone a different path and I'm back. And I'm back totally aligned and very much in love with the service. I will call on Annette.
I will be the voice for Annette. Annette wrote in the chat she cannot use your microphone. Annette's connecting from Denmark. And the quality she's offering to the group, Chalice, is intuition. And Annette invites Adam. And I know Adam is joining us for the first time. Just a brief hi, Adam.
Oh, yes. Thank you. And thank you very much, my friend and my new brother. I'm zooming in from California. And I'm glad to meet you all. This is my first meeting, but I have met some of you before in person years ago. The quality I would bring to the group, I haven't had a chance to think of it, but my intuition somehow says revelation. Now, I don't know how applicable that is, but if I can, I will offer from the center of my being, any form of revelation. Thank you. I don't know who to call on because I don't see the names. I'm sorry.
It was Suzanne. She lost your connection, so she left. So I guess I will be the last one. Andrea already spoke. Yeah, so my name is Alexander and connecting from New York City, from Brooklyn in New York City. And the quality of Taurus is very similar to what you, Adam, said. Two words that came to me was the eye opener. So it's an eye opener that brings us revelation and illumination.
And I will add, because Judy is in the chat, the message from Judy said she can't speak. She's in a crowded bus, and her quality that she's adding is loving service.
Thank you, Judy, and thank you, Katya, for voicing it. So now, as we established much closer etheric connection with each other and we sense the space among us, I invite us now to turn off our videos and prepare to enter into the meditation. And we will have music playing to start our work. And if you have a pen and pencil, it will be handy, might be handy for you, as we will take some notes during our meditation. And we start our meditation with the mantra of fusion. I am one with my group brothers, and all that I have is theirs. May the love that is in my soul pour forth to them. May the strength that is in me lift and aid them. May the thoughts which my soul creates reach and encourage them. We visualize our group center as a radiant chalice of light. We expand the radiance of the chalice upwards, building the rainbow bridge, Rupantakarana, projecting it towards the spiritual hierarchy of the planet. Standing on the periphery of the great ashram, we open our group consciousness to the energies of Taurus, recognizing it as a living being. We relate and reflect on key qualities of Taurus in our life, in our group life, and the life of the planet. As we reflect, let us endeavor to extract its quality and life, thus lifting it, our thoughts, to the as high plane as possible. We hold the receptive silence for the next 5 minutes. Express in your own words the highest truth of quality of Taurus. Relate this quality of Taurus to the present world opportunity, thus universalizing the concept, seeing its relationship to world affairs, its usefulness, and spiritual value to humanity as a whole. Take a couple minutes to write down your impressions. Inwardly sound Om with the intent of refocusing on the mental plane. Choose an idea that the quality of Taurus has evoked in you. Study this idea in connection with yourself, the disciple, active in service and the master's work, but not in connection with personality. Make the idea practical, enabling it to qualify you and enrich you. Sound the silent Om with the intent of making the sensed idea a part of your very nature. We now prepare for sharing in this circle, recognizing that as a disciple, you have realized that the knowledge of truth and the reception of ideas lays on you the responsibility to be a transmitter to others. By expressing our impressions in words, we give the verbal substance to sensed ideas. And by sharing, we prepare those thought forms to be radiated towards the mental field of humanity. So when we are ready to share, please unmute yourself. And as we listen to each other, we hold the focus in the group chalice, receiving the impressions shared.
I chose to look at Dane Rudier's astrological mandala. And the exact degree I looked at was Taurus, 22 degrees. And it is a white dove flying over troubled waters. The spiritual inspiration that comes to the individual in the overcoming of crisis. I see a bowl of flowers full of bees and life, total rising of sacred life. Thank you.
Mhm. Radiance, the etheric radiance of illumination, leading to revelation. We reveal the underlying love, revealing the oneness, the unity that leads to synthesis. An acquiescing flow, a dance, a symphony, harmony and beauty out of conflict. The fourth ray of creative humanity.
I look to the loving will and penetrating light of faith, which is the substance of things hoped for, in the evidence of things not seen. Trust in the shadows, for the light is there creating this duality. In the light, we see light, and that light is also the refracted prism of colors that emanate from the crystal, clear crystal.
I was reflecting on the beauty on the path and the beauty of the path, and seeing beauty is not some kind of putting rosy glasses on. Seeing beauty, or rather recognizing beauty in everything that is presented on the path, is a skill resulting from both personalities and endeavors, and most of all, by the soul taking control. Eyes of the personality looking on their own cannot see beauty in all. But if or when we allow our soul to bring us up and look at any situation from as high as we can, things are different. There is beauty in the divine plan, if we can recognize it, of course. And if it's not recognizable to our human eyes, then soul instructs us to have trust, faith in the plan. And so there is beauty again.
I want to thank you all for what you said. The group works telepathically as well, and there's a sense of real shared intimacy at this other level. And thank you for leading the meditation with such a sense of sensitivity. I really honor that because I felt a new movement in my consciousness with this meditation and the group. I remember the master once said that the 1,000-petal lotus, the crown chakra, is our home in the ashram. And just a day or two ago, I was reading Alice Bailey. I think it was The Race of Initiations, and DK was explaining that the pineal gland is the physical correspondence to the crown chakra, the 1,000-petal lotus, and that in children, it's activated, and then after a period of time, it becomes dormant. But what I felt was something very interesting. As we became the chalice and we opened the rainbow bridge to the higher worlds, I saw and felt a subjective light that I normally don't see, but I felt this sound, and I mean felt. It's very unusual. I felt, I heard the sound, but I felt it above my head. And then I started to feel like a trickle of, I don't know what it is, but what came to my mind was mana, the mana from heaven. I felt like the alignment and the attunement that we were doing in the meditation together was activating my pineal gland. So it was I could feel a vibration and hear, but I started to feel like a hormone or enzyme being secreted in the center of my head. It was very, and the feeling of this pineal gland was very euphoric, very it was organic, but it was very ecstatic. So I want to thank this group alignment, because I think what happens subjectively, we can bring it into embodiment. And I think that's what I'm beginning to feel. So thank you all for sharing.
So the quality that came to me was expanding that connection with our consciousness and renewing our ability to serve, to aspire, to seek.
Earlier in the week, I shared a verse from a hymn with Katja and Alexander and Daniela during our meeting. And it's from the Old English hymnal that I used to sing when I was a child. And this one particular verse keeps playing through my awareness. So I thought I'd share it with you because it speaks into the tenderness that I mentioned earlier. And it's a kind of gutsy tenderness and a listening, a spaciousness. So this is the verse. Fierce was the wild billow, dark was the night. Oars laboured heavily, foam glimmered white. Trembled the mariners, peril was nigh. Then spoke the God of gods, peace, it is I.
Judy shared in the chat, crowding the healing light of God's fiery will to love through Venus and Vulcan, using invocation and radiation. My impression of Taurus energy was as a similar to navel. So it's the umbilical cord that connects us with the source in heaven. It's like a connector or a portal through which the light of clarity comes and makes the physical planes of our existence more visible, and all the accumulations, all the sediments become suddenly seen, and that this energy of Vulcan, the great cleaner or clearer the planes comes. It comes as shock, and yet as a transformational power to make all things new. If you would like to voice your sharings, please do it now. Otherwise, you can silently offer your impressions into the group chalice before we proceed.
The beauty of this synthesis, which Christ will manifest, and the wonder of our presented opportunity is apparent to us. Great forces under potent spiritual leadership are standing ready to precipitate themselves into this world of chaos, of confusion, of aspiration, of hope, and bewilderment. These qualities and energies are ready for focusing and distribution by the hierarchy. The new group of world leaders, the new group of world servers are standing attentive in every country and every land of the world, united in their idealism, in their humanitarian objectives, in their sensitivity to spiritual impression, in their united subjective purpose, in their love for their fellow men, and in their dedication to selfless service. This is the beauty of the synthesis which the Christ manifests.
Let us now visualize our chalice filled with impressions. We lift the chalice, invoking the spirit of synthesis. I invite us now to express the most radiant idea, the most resonant idea in one word, one phrase, or one sentence. Something that's been shared in the circle and mostly resonate for you, or something that still resonates in you from your meditation. And as we go around the circle, let us hold our chalice high and sound. Power of transformation.
Atomic love.
In the light, we see the beauty of light.
Extended hand of friendship into peace.
Harmony through love and synthesis.
The sound of togetherness.
New level of expanding consciousness and willing to serve.
Clear and loving aspiration.
Simplicity, beauty, and fearlessness. Christ and the Buddha spoke of nothing more.
Magnetic, colorful light, centering into the one cold light.
From Judy, grounding the healing light of God's fiery will to love through Venus and Vulcan, using invocation and radiation.
We reveal
Using creative imagination and recognizing ourselves as a responsible transmitter, doing the work of the ashram. We breathe out the ideas as formulated living thought forms into the great stream of mental substance, which is ever playing upon the human consciousness. Om. O thou who gives the sustenance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, to whom all things return, unveil to us the face of the true spiritual sun, hidden by a disk of golden light, that we may know the truth and do our whole duty as we journey to thy sacred feet.
Tatsavitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhuvaswa Tatsavitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhuvaswa Tatsavitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhuvaswa Tatsavitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhuvaswa Tatsavitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhuvaswa Tatsavitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya
Until we meet again.
Thank you. Blessings to all.
Blessings.